Spellbound, chapter 38, the last chapter. Adam. I flundered toward the wall, screaming his name. My nails dug into the cement side, scribbling as if I could get up there to him, somehow get to him. Excuse me. Blood welled up, my fingers sliding in it. Savannah, Bryce came up behind me. I pounded the wall, pounded it until my fist ached. Tears streamed down my face. My throat burned from screaming. Savannah, he touched my shoulder. I wheeled on him, bloody fist raised. He started to shrink back, then stopped. If that'll make you feel better. I sneered and turned back to the wall, feeling along it now, desperately trying to find some finger hold, some bumps and holes I could use to pull myself up. We need to get out of here, Bryce said. Do we? Great idea, I jabbed my finger up. Our exit is gone, buried under a few tons of rubble. And Adam. Adam is buried under there too. Maybe Jeremy too. My stomach clenched and I doubled over, face hitting the water. I gasped. The filthy water filled my mouth and I didn't care. Didn't try to spit it out. Didn't try to come up for air. Adam was dead. Dead. Adam and maybe Jeremy, it was my fault. I brought them here and they died trying to get me out of that locked room. My fault, just like all those deaths in Columbus, just like my parents. Bryce heaved me up to the surface. I fought him, but he kept me above water even as he panted with the effort, his face now visible, a light ball glowing over our heads. Covering his mouth with one sodden sleeve, he hacked and coughed and gasped, and that was what stopped my struggles. Remembering how sick he was, imagining myself dragging him underwater with me, killing him, another death on my conscience. I pushed him away and started treading water. I don't believe Anita drowned, he said after a moment. Do you think I care? She knew there was a way out. There must be some kind of exit maybe under the water. I said nothing. He went quiet and I thought he was going to console me. Instead, his eyes flashed. So that's how it is, he said. Your boyfriend might be dead, so you give up? I didn't think you were that kind of... Adam is not my boyfriend, I said through clenched teeth. He's my friend, okay? The guy I've known since I was 12. My co-worker, my partner, my best friend. Okay, I'm sorry, but you don't know he's dead. A fucking building collapsed. You don't know for sure. And even if you did, are you going to just stay down here? Swim until you can't stay above water and let yourself drown? I glowered at him. I take that it's a no, he said. Good, let's get out of here. I made Bryce stay afloat while I dug. Otherwise, he was liable to go down and not come up. I could hear him coughing from under 5 feet of water. I did a systematic search around the perimeter. I was about to repeat it when my hand reached out and didn't touch concrete. The drain was about 2.5 feet wide. Completely submerged, I resurfaced and told Bryce. I'll go, I said. It could be too far to hold your breath. I'm fine. No, from the sounds of it, you're about to start hacking up lung tissue. Anita wouldn't have tried swimming out if she didn't think she could make it. He paddled over to the side. She's more than twice my age and not exactly an athlete. Anyway, at worst, we'll find out whether the experiment works. I tested my mortality. You wait here. I'm not. He dug before I could finish. I went after him, but his foot caught me in the gut. Accidentally, I'm not sure. It was enough of a blow to have me swallowing water again, which meant I shot back up sputtering. I spat out, took a deep breath, and went under. Bryce was already in the drain and out of reach. I kept going until my brain started screeching that I should turn back, that I barely made it back, and I plowed into him. I rose into a dimly lit pocket of air to find him standing in front of me. A light bulb hovered overhead. That was your spell back there? I said. It wasn't yours, that's for sure. Mom, you can actually see by. I'm having some trouble. So I saw, he called. That's about the extent of my witch magic, though. Dad taught it to me. He learned it. He must have learned it from your another court. Anyway, catch your breath here and follow me if you must. Just don't get in my way. Thanks a hello. He went back other. I followed. We got about 10 feet when he stopped. He kicked and I thought he was in trouble, so I grabbed his ankle. He managed to reach back, grab my hand, and motioned for me to retreat. When I hesitated, he put it into reverse himself. There wasn't room to turn around, so we had to back up. Slow going, and I was gasping when I surfaced. Bryce came up just behind me. It's Anita, he said. She's dead. Something blocked her way, and she must have panicked, trying to clear it instead of retreating. Going back in. Stay here. No, you're half dead yourself. If anything's wedged in here, you'll never get out. He hesitated, but agreed and let me go. I was able to pull Anita's body back past the air hole and went up for a breath, then down again. The blockage was another course. This one bloated so badly it was like pulling a cork from a bottle. I managed to get it back to the breathing hole. I came up for air and told Bryce, and I couldn't say another word before he dove and started out. I followed. Just past where the course had been wedged, there was another breathing hole, or so it seemed. The last had been a dead-end pipe, probably filled in at some point. When Bryce lit his light ball, I could see that this one was indeed another pipe, but not a dead end. There was a ladder of rusted bars up one side. I said I'd go first. Whatever was up top probably wasn't easily opened, he agreed. It was a tough climb. Some of the bars had rusted right through, and I broke more than one. When I checked to see if Bryce was getting hit by the falling metal, he told me to just keep going. I finally made it to the top. The pipe ended in a metal cover. I gave it a shove. It didn't bulge. I called down. Just keep pushing, Bryce said, and stay to the side. I'll try some spells. I did, and he did, using knockbacks and energy bolts. I cast a few unlocked spells under my breath. I'm not sure what worked, maybe a combination of all, but after a few minutes, the pipe lid groaned, another heave, and it flew open. We made it out of the drain, whatever the hell it had been. I wasn't about to stop and analyze the architectural magnificence. As soon as we were above ground, I could hear the sirens and the shouts. Ambulances for the wounded, emergency workers searching the rubble for survivors. Survivors, oh God. I lurched forward, legs shaking, almost too much to support me. When Bryce coughed, I turned back to see him braced against the wall, his face pale, cheeks flushed bright red. He could barely stand. I went back to help him, but as soon as I reached to touch him, he waved me off. I'm fine, he said. No, you aren't. I tried to grab his arm. He backed up. Go. I'll follow. I raced down the back alley. There was no sign of Jamie. Did she know Jeremy was? Was Jeremy and Adam? I rounded the corner and dust floated down. The building was gone, collapsed. The front and back walls and part of the attached sides remained. The upper floor listed ready to fall at any moment. Police and emergency workers shouted for people to get back behind the line. And the middle, where the lab had been, there was no middle. Just those front and back walls, nothing between them but broken planks and twisted metal and chunks of plaster. Nothing left, nothing. I staggered forward, people thronged the end of the alley, having squeezed past, trying to find a vantage point. I pushed through them. When they wouldn't move, I shoved, ignoring the gasp of indignation and returning shoves. Then a voice pierced the commotion. It wasn't a loud voice. Soft, actually, but it was one I knew well enough to pick up in chunks over the chaos. We need to go, you know. Fine, I'm sorry, there's no way. Two people blocked my way. Guys about my age with a video camera. I sent them flying with a knockback. Didn't even realize I was casting. Just thought, goddammit, get out of my way. And they did, each stumbling to one side like split bowling pins. I battled through, and that's when I saw Jeremy. He was knee-deep in rubble. Around him, emergency workers were too busy searching the debris to realize he wasn't one of them. He could have been his clothes so streaked with plastic dust that you couldn't tell if he wore a uniform. Even his hair was gray with dust. Blood smeared the side of his face and more trickled from a gash on his chin. He favored one leg as he bent, reaching for something hidden behind a broken bag heaped with rubble. His lips moved, but I couldn't catch what he said. I stepped forward over the remains of the wall. Go then, a rag voice of drift from somewhere ahead of me. I'm not leaving until I find her. You won't, Jeremy said, and if you do, his voice caught. He reached down again, grabbed hold, and tugged. Adam rose. He looked as bad as Jeremy's clothes, filthy and ripped, face battered and bloody, and I'd never seen such a beautiful sight in my life. I'm not going until I find. Adam saw me and stopped. He blinked, his mouth open. For a second, nothing came out. Then, Savannah? Hey, I called. Miss me? He pulled from Jeremy's grasp and crossed the rubble in a few steps. His arms went around me and he pulled me close and then he kissed me. When I imagined this moment, I always saw it coming. He would lean toward me and I see his mouth moving toward mine. And I wait for it. But this, there was no waiting, no warning. He was hugging me and then he was kissing me and it was perfect. There's no other way to describe it. Perfect, a perfect moment, a perfect kiss. Everything I ever imagined, everything I ever wanted. Sir, missed? A shadow passed over us. A hand clasped Adam's shoulder, and as I opened my eyes, I saw Jeremy moving forward to stop the officer before he interfered. But it was too late. Adam pulled back, blinking, his cheeks colored and his mouth open, and I knew he was going to apologize, so I threw my arms around his neck and hugged him before he could. Jeremy said something to the cop. I thought you were dead, I whispered in Adam's ear. That makes two of us, he paused. I mean, I thought you were, well, you know. He pulled back enough to see me and smiled. I hugged him one more time and stepped away as Jeremy was saying. We were walking past when it happened. Managed to avoid the blast, but we heard voices. We'll leave the searching to you now. The officer thanked them and asked whether Adam and Jeremy had seen anything suspicious. But Jeremy said no, they hadn't noticed anything until the blast sent them flying. By the time they recovered, people were rushing to the scene. You should get checked out, the cop said. He finally took a good look at me, sopping wet and frowned. Water main break, I said, waving vaguely. Fall out from the explosion, I guess. Is that the paramedic over there? Jeremy said. The officer nodded and Jeremy bustled us off. We veered away as soon as we could without being stopped. Adam still had his arm around me. I carefully picked my way through the debris and leaned on him for more support than I needed. Jeremy led us into the alley. Everyone made way for the trio, covered in blood and filth. We walked in silence. There would be time to explain later. Time to figure out what had happened and when and what it meant. For now we were all alive and safe. I had to call Sean to find out where to take Bryce, Los Angeles or Miami. Either way, he get the best care possible. Then we all take a breather and regroup. Back in that alley, the man, demon angel, whatever he was, had told me a war was coming. When I glanced back over my shoulder at the rubble, then ahead of my battered and sick brother coming our way, supported by Jamie, it looked like that war had already begun. The initial battle had been fought. Who won? I wasn't sure, but it had indeed only begun. We needed to be ready. I needed to be ready. Okay, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. That's the end of the book. Bye.